Good Tavach, everyone. I'm sorry to interrupt your learning in the middle. My grandson fell last night and needed a surgery today, so I'm picking him up from the hospital. And I wanted to get a chance to talk with you before I ran to LIJ. We'll actually learn for him, Dov Ber Ben Chava, that he should have a complete refuah shalema b'seich sheichel Yisrael. So I want to share with you as follows. Our mama Rachel Imeinu, passed away very young. She was only 36 years old. And Chazal tell us that when Yaakov Avinu, after being in Lavan's house for 20 years, he was in Lavan's house for 20 years, Yaakov Avinu said, we're leaving. And we don't want Lavan to chase us, so we're going to sneak away. Now, Rachel Imeinu knew that Lavan had idols called Teraphim. And those Teraphim had a koyach hatumah that they told the future. They revealed secrets. So she didn't want her father to get information that they were running away. So she stole the Teraphim. And she had another reason for stealing the Teraphim, because she was hoping that then her father would do tshuva. If her father would see that she could steal the Teraphim and the Teraphim couldn't even protect themselves, so then her father might think it's ridiculous. Why am I worshiping? Why am I bowing down to something that can't even protect itself? And maybe this way, after all, she's leaving, it's her last chance. She wanted her father to try to help her father do tshuva. So Lavan chases, when she finds out, he chases Yaakov. And when he catches up with Yaakov, he said, Lama ganafta es Elohai. Why did you steal my gods? So Yaakov couldn't imagine that anybody stole his gods. Who would want his gods? So he said, Ima asher timsa elihecha lo yichya. If you find your gods by somebody, that person shouldn't live. Yaakov never imagined that it would be by Rachel Imeinu. And that curse fell on Rachel Imeinu, and Rachel Imeinu died young. But the Medrash goes a step further. And the Medrash says that the reason why this happened to Rachel Imeinu is she made a big mistake. What was the big mistake? Before doing something like this, she should have asked the Gadol Hadar. She should have asked Yaakov. And that cost her. And that's a very big lesson. We have to learn. We have to learn that in life, we have to know to ask. It's a very important thing to know to ask. We have to ask. You're at recess and you want to win. So that means you always want to pick all the good partners. But that means that sometimes you make other people feel bad. Yeah, but a game is a game. I'm into the game. So ask your Rebbe, what's the right thing to do? I want to have fun. I want to play a game. But on the other hand, I don't want to embarrass somebody. Rebbe, what should I do? You're at a kiddush. There's a lot of food on the table, but nobody seems to have eaten yet. The rabbi didn't make kiddush yet. But you see a good piece of cake, that piece of cake you like, so you want to get a plate and take it. Before everybody else, ask someone. Ask your father. Ask someone, should I be taking when everybody didn't take yet? Learn to ask. There's in the refrigerator, there's one piece of chocolate. Now it happens to be that you have 3 brothers. But you want that chocolate, but it's only one piece. Maybe it was for somebody else. Maybe it was for your mother. Maybe mommy promised it already to somebody else. Don't take it unless you ask. It's important to learn how to ask. You're in shul, and you think that it's okay to play outside. Why don't you ask first, Daddy, should I be playing outside in the middle of davening? Ask. Learn how to ask things. Now, if you learn at your age to ask, so then later on, when you get older, and you're in business, and you're not sure, is this right to do or not? You'll ask because you got used to asking. You know, some people come to me and ask shilas a lot. Other people never ask. There are people that learn in life to ask. You know, when we learn Torah, we have to learn these things. That you have to know that you have to ask things. If Rachel Imenu would have asked, either Yaakov would have said, okay, steal them, but then he would have known, he wouldn't have uttered the curse. Or he would have said, no, we don't do things like that. We don't steal. But she didn't ask. And you know, we don't like to ask. You know, they say women, when they're driving and they don't know where they are, they ask for directions. They roll down the window and they ask, you know how to get to so-and-so? Men don't like to ask. You have to get into the habit of asking. It's an important habit. You know, you see a few people doing something in yeshiva, you have a feeling it's not really the right thing to do. It's not really the right thing to do. So ask. Ask your Rebbe, should I be participating in this? Get into the habit. And by the way, once you get into the habit, it's not hard. And you get into the habit, you save yourself so many problems. I'll give you another example. You want to tell somebody, you know what I heard? But you know, you're not sure, is that Lashon Hara? You can't believe what happened. You want to hear? Come, I'll tell you. You got to hear this. But you know, it might be Lashon Hara. Maybe not, but it might be Lashon Hara. Don't say it unless you ask. Can I say this? It's exciting, it's cool. I'd love to say it, but let me find out first if it's Lashon Hara. You know, that's why you have people like me who studied in yeshiva many years and got smicha, in order that you could come to me and ask me, you know, Rabbi Weiss, is this Lashon Hara? This is very important. You want to tell your mother something, and you're not sure. It says there's a mitzvah of ish imay v'aviv tiro. You have to respect the parent. So you want to tell your mother something. You know, Ma, I think this is wrong. But you're not supposed to tell your mother something is wrong. So you want to know, how could I tell her? You know, I feel it's wrong. It's a shayla. So ask her, come to the Rav and ask a shayla. How do I tell my mother? But you have to think. You have to think, I have to ask this. And that's what we learned from this. Of course, in the case of Rachel, it was very drastic. People don't die, usually, because they don't ask. But it's showing you that when you don't ask, things could happen. Right? You didn't understand. Your teacher took off 20 points from your test. You studied and it minus 20. Why? Because after you finished the test, you were talking in the room. You thought it was all right. Well, other people are taking the test. You want to talk? Ask. Can I talk here or should I go outside? You have to learn how to ask. It's a very big lesson. And it's something that we could all do. We could get used to doing. Ask your Rebbe. Ask your father and mother. Ask your Zaidi. Ask your Bubby. Right? It says, Shala vicha v'yagetcha zekeinecha v'yamrulach. Learn to ask your Tati. Learn to ask your Zaidi. It's very important. Learn to ask your Rebbe. Learn to ask your Rabbi. Learn to ask other rabbis. That's why we have Talmidei Chachamim. The Talmidei Chachamim have a lot of Torah wisdom. But right away, we want to ask the right people. Some people ask the wrong people. You got to ask a person that knows. So you'll say, what do you mean? I'll ask an older person. No, it has to be an older person that has Torah knowledge. And so you ask a person, and you'll see that if you get into the habit of doing this, you're going to save yourself a lot of problems. Thank you for coming. Continue learning. Have a good tavach. And one other thing, I want to tell all the parents that this week all of you should be getting in the mail the formal invitation to the dinner for the Aguda. This invitation is, the dinner is on the yahrzeit of Miriam Libby, Thursday night, and it's coming up December 13th. Thursday is the yahrzeit of Miriam Libby, and we're asking people when they make a reservation or if they can't come to put in a letter about their memory of Mim Libby. It will be a real tribute journal for all of Mim Libby's friends and family. So please participate and have a wonderful Vach.